මම පැය ගාණක් සතියකට දානවනේ ඔක්කොම බලලා ඉංග්‍රීසියෙන්මනේ යන්නේ ටෝටල් ඉංග්‍රීසි නේ මට කියන්න බැරිය. මම මේව බැලුවොත් ඔයාලට ඉංග්‍රීසි කතා බෑ. ඔබට බෑ. හිතාමනා කරගන්න එපා. ඔබ ප්‍රැක්ටිස් කරන්න ඕන ඔබ විසින්. ඒ කරන ක්‍රම අපි කියා දෙන්නම්. හරිද? කොහොමද කියලා. ඒක තමයි කතන්දරේ. සතියකට පැය දෙක තුනක් මං කියා දෙන ඉංග්‍රීසියෙන්ම ඉංග්‍රීසි කියා දුන්නත් ඒව අහලා ඔයාලට ඉංග්‍රීසි කතා කරන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. මමයි කියන්නේ. මම දන්නේ හින්දා කියන්නේ. Hi there. I'm Surang from Englishman. ඉතින් අදත් අපි යන්නේ total immersion වලට. ඉතින් කතා කරන්න නම් නැත අන්පිලිසරණා total immersion ම තමයි. ඒක ඔබ දැන හෝ නොදැන සම්පූර්ණයෙන්ම totally immerse වෙනකොට ඔබට කතා කරන්න පුළුවන් වෙනවා. මොකද ඔයා thinking in English ඔයාගේ ඇතුලේ යන්න පටන් ගන්නවා. ඒකයි කතන්දරේ. මේ කතන්දරේ තියෙන පොත ගැන යමක් කියලා ඉන්නම වෙනවා. මේක 1900 මට මතක විදියට 98 විතර තමයි ලංකාවේ ජෙනරල් ඉංග්‍රීසි ඇඩ්වාන්ස්ඩ් ලෙවල් වල පටන් ගත්තේ. එතකොට ඒකේ පොත් ඇවිල්ලා තිබුණේ නැහැ, පොතක් තිබුණේ නැහැ. එතකොට මේක තමයි බ්‍රිටිෂ් කවුන්සිල් එක හරහා මේ ගත්ත මේ පොත් වලින් තමයි අපි ඒ කාලේ ඇඩ්වාන්ස්ඩ් ලෙවල් ළමයින්ට ඉංග්‍රීසි කරේ. විද්‍යාලවල. හොඳයි. එහෙනම් අද කතාව තමයි The Crow and the Cow. The Crow and the Cow. මේක ඔබ අහලා තියෙන කතාවක් පොඩ්ඩක් වෙනස් කරපු විදිහක් තමයි මේකේ තියෙන්නේ. එහෙනම් අපි සම්පූර්ණ ඉංග්‍රීසියෙන් අවතීර්ණ වෙනවා කතාවට. ඉතින් කතාව තුළදී කතාව විස්තර කරන්න සිංහල පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ නැහැ. මොනවාරි සිංහල වචනයක් එන්න පුළුවන්. හැබැයි කතාව විස්තර කරන්න නම් නෙමෙයි. හොඳයි අපි එහෙමනම් යන්. The Crow and the Cow. You understand? අවුරුදු සමයේ The Crow and the Cow. Once a young crow saw a woman carrying a basket of fresh hot cows on her head. Once, that is once upon a time, a young crow, young, why do they use young? Because young means he's really active. Young crows are really active, not an old crow. Once a young crow saw a woman carrying a basket of fresh hot cows. Basket of fresh hot cows. Basket of fresh hot cows. Oil cake. Basket of fresh hot cows. Fresh means new. Hot means hot. You understand? On her head. On that old lady's head. Now there is a basket on old lady's head that is of hot, fresh, tasty cow. Yeah. The crow was good at stealing things. That crow was good at stealing things. Good at. What is good at? If you are good at something, you can do it easily. You find it really comfortable doing that. That means you are talented doing that. You have the skill. For example, if you sing a song, if it is beautiful, somebody would say, you are good at singing. You are good at singing. You are good at drawing pictures. You are good at telling stories. Somebody would say, yeah, that is it. Good at means you have, you are really talented for the particular thing. That is it. So this crow is good at stealing things. Crow was good at stealing things. Stealing means, you know what stealing is? In our Buddhism, we call it adinnadana. You understand? Stealing. I don't want to use singular. Adinnadana is basically not singular. You know what I mean. Stealing means taking someone's property or something without informing them. That is not a good thing. That is really a bad thing. Robbing, basically. Robbing someone of something. Now, you know, this crow is not a good crow. So, and he is young, a strong crow. Good at stealing things. So she hovered over the basket and snatched the biggest one of the cows. So she hovered over the basket. So she, kaputa is she. So she hovered over the basket. Hovered over the basket. You know what basket is? She hovered over the basket. Hovering. What is hovering? Not hover here. Hovering. Hovering is the verb hover. Hovering is staying in air at one place without moving. So helicopters can do that. You know that. Not the aeroplanes. Basically, when helicopters come, they can stay at one place in air. That is hovering. So what happened was the kabuta came. Now, if this is the basket, the kabuta came, and then now he has to pick that cow. So therefore, while flying, he cannot do that. Lady is also going. The kaputa is also flying. So then kaputa comes and hovered over the basket. Hovered over means the crow did not move forward or backward. And moving his wings, he was able to stay at one place over the basket so that he can get the cow from the basket. You understand what I mean? So she hovered over the basket and snatched the biggest one of the, that is really a greedy one. So she hovered over the basket and snatched the biggest one of the cow. Then she flew past. Then she flew to her favorite tamili tree. And sat on one of its branches. She flew to her favorite tamili tree. The tamili tree she liked very much. The favorite. Her best tamili tree, favorite tamili tree, and sat on one of its branches. That is what happened. Shall we see what happens next? A fox who was passing by got the count's smell and found the tree on which the crow was sitting. A fox who was passing by. A fox, you know what fox is? A fox who was passing by. Pass by. Passing by means go past something or somebody. For example, you can go past a bus hole when you're going somewhere. You can go past the bank. When you're passing the bank, you can say that I'm going past the bank. Yeah, you're passing something basically. A fox who was passing by got the count's smell. Got the count's smell and found. So, the tree on which the crow was sitting. That crow was sitting on a tree. The crow was sitting on a tree, on a branch, and then fox saw it. That is the crow with the cow. A fox who was passing by got the count's smell and he saw the tree on which the crow was sitting. When he saw the big cow, who saw the big cow? The fox saw the big cow. Yeah, he likes eating it. When he saw the big cow, oily and puffy. Oily, you know, oily. Oily and puffy. Puffy. See what happens to my cheeks when I say puffy? Puffy. It is puffy. So puffy means if something is basically, if we say puffy, it is soft, round, and light. Soft, round, and light. So the cow should be soft, round, and light. It is not heavy, light. If so, it is puffy basically. Cow is puffy. When he saw the big cow, oily and puffy, the cow was oily and puffy, maybe a very new one. Oily and puffy and fried crisp round the edge. You just think that this is the cow? Fried crisp. You know what frying is? Frying papadang, frying something, cookies or whatever it is. You can fry things. Fry means to fry you use oil. When you put papadang into hot oil, boiling oil, you can fry that. You can fry fish, you can fry meat, or whatever it is. You know what? Fry. So, they are talking about this cow Kaung oily and puffy and fried crisp round the edge. This is the edge. Fried crisp round the edge. The edge of the kaung is crispy. What is crispy? Hard and easily broken. Hard and easily broken. That means, for example, biscuits are hard and easily broken. Katas patas. Papadam. When fried, they are hard and easily broken. That is crispy. If the papadam is crispy, when you eat it, you can say the sound, hear the sound, charas, katas, katas, charas, charas. But after a few hours frying the papadam becomes soft. Then it is not crispy. So if the kaung, the edge of the kaung is crispy, that should be a new kaung. Clear, yeah. So they say that oily and puffy, the kaung, oily and puffy and fried crisp round the edge. That should be a very good kaung. He decided to have it for himself. Oh, that fox wanted that kaung. He decided, he thought, oh yeah, I should decide it. I should have it for myself. Yeah. He decided to have it for himself. So the fox went under the tree. Not under the tree, you understand, under the tree. The fox went under the tree and pretending not to see the cow. Pretending not to see the cow. What is pretending? Pretending. When people basically walk along streets, there are beggars. Ane sir, kiya kar dile and beggars. Then some people basically, most of the people, they pretend that they don't see them. They pretend that they didn't see them. So they just walk along the street and they show that they have no idea that there are beggars. There are times that you don't have money. Even we do have at times. So sort of money to give the beggars. At that time we happen to do so. Yeah, that is it. It can happen if you don't have money at that time. But what I want to tell you is give you the idea of pretend. And really pretending is you act as if something is true when it is not true. He wanted to pretend to be a doctor. That means he is not really a doctor. He just acted like a doctor. Yeah. Okay, so Panadol is not good for that particular thing, right? He was acting as if he were a doctor. Yeah. Something like that. Now you understand. He saw the big cow oily and puffy and fried crisp round the edge. He decided to have it for himself. So the fox went under the tree and pretending not to see the cow. Fox acted so that he did not see the cow. Yeah. Under the tree and pretending not to see the cow, said to the crow. Then the fox said to the crow, Ayubuvam Podimanike, said, can't help, there are singular words, okay? Ayubuvam Podimanike, that is in the story. Ayubuvam Podimanike, how elegant you look in black. How elegant you look in black. Kaputa is black. How elegant, how beautiful. Elegant is majestic, beautiful. How elegant you look in black. Oh, elegant. You're an elegant kaputa, not kaputa. You're an elegant animal. Huh? You are really a beautiful animal. Elegant you look in black. I almost took you for an ebony carving. I almost took you for an ebony carving. I almost nearly, not really, but nearly. I almost took you for an ebony carving. Took for. Take for. Take for means guess mistakenly. Took for. I took him for a doctor. You understand? He was not a doctor, but I thought that he was a doctor. So then I can say, I took him for a doctor. I guessed mistakenly. That was my mistake, guessing that he was a doctor. That is, take something for. If you take something for something, that means your guess is wrong. What does he say? He said to the Kaputa, "Oh, elegant guy, I took you for an ebony carving. I thought, first I thought that you were an ebony carving." What is ebony? Ebony is a type of wood. It is black in color. Valuable something. Not jack, not mahogany or things. They are brown in color. But ebony is black in color. You know that in some houses they do have pieces of furniture made up of ebony, really black in color, just like this. The special feature of ebony is it is shiny. It is shiny just like this ebony. Ebony. Ebony in Sinhala. In Sinhala, the term for ebony is something just like something going with the word dark. Dark. Yeah, you know what I mean. Ebony. So, Hivala thought that it was an ebony carving. It is not true. He pretended. He showed. He acted. He said, "Oh, a beautiful guy. I took you for an ebony carving. You are real. He said so. Kaputa was very proud then. Elegant. You look, how elegant you look in black. How beautiful when you are black. And I thought that you were an ebony carving." That is the original word of the Hivala, Nariya. That is it. Then they say, at that point, the crow pricked up her ears and began to listen carefully. At this, the crow pricked up her ears. Crow has no external ears, but prick up ears means listening carefully. That is an idiom. Yeah, they pricked up their ears. Pricked up ears. Okay. Pricked up ears means paying attention, listening carefully. That is an idiom. The crow pricked up her ears and began to listen carefully. So crow started listening carefully to the fox. Who is this guy? The fox, observing the effect his words had on the crow. The fox observed. The fox saw. After observing, fox saw something. What is that? The fox saw. The fox observing the effect his words had on crow. He said something. Fox said something. I took you for an ebony carving, or sort of things. Then it was really effective. Effective means it was really good. Effective. It worked. It was successful. So fox observed that. When fox said, I took you for an ebony carving, the Kaputa pricked up his ears and started listening to the fox. Then fox noticed that. Fox observed that. After observing, what did he do? The fox, observing the effect his words had on the crow, went on. Went on means continued. We just say, at times we say, go on. If somebody is doing something and he is going to stop that, we would say, no, please go on. Carry on. Continue. That is the idea. So then, seeing that Kaputa listening carefully to the fox continued what? Talking about Kaputa. The crow went on. Oh, your starry eyes. Oh, your starry eyes. What is starry eyes? Starry means just like stars. Glittering. Oh, shining like stars. Shiny stars. Like shiny stars. Oh, your starry eyes. Star-like eyes. You know what star? Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Starry eyes. How bewitching they are. How bewitching they are. Oh, a beautiful word, bewitching. Yeah. If something is bewitching, it is so beautiful that you cannot think about anything else. If you see something extremely beautiful, extremely elegant, and then you just freeze and you cannot think about anything else. There are times that you have to. There are beauty, maybe in films, maybe on the road, the people, handsome men, beautiful women, whatever, you know. So this bewitching is basically used for that particular thing. And it comes with the which is, which is. In fairy tales, we find witches. There is the old ladies, has sort of very powerful things. They are really, really powerful. They have sort of black magic. And in Harry Potter, there are witches, I think. As far as I can remember, I cannot remember the Harry Potter that much. Witches, old ladies, powerful, doing lot of things. They can do different things, not not natural things. They have superpowers, supernatural things they can do. Yeah. Oh, your starry eyes, how bewitching they are. Your eyes are just like stars. They are really beautiful. I don't understand what I can do. And your graceful beak. Graceful means, here the meaning is graceful is in a good shape, in a very good shape, maybe shiny, something like that, graceful. If something is graceful, we happen to look at them. So we like to look at them if something is graceful. Graceful. Yeah. Oh, your starry eyes, how bewitching they are, and your graceful beak shines as if made out of crystal. Crystal. Crystal means, you know what crystals are. They are shiny. Sugar crystals, you know that, and soul crystals. And when you think about diamond, they are really shiny, and they are sort of crystals in a way. So it's just like that. Your beak is just like crystal. That is, it is shiny and in a good shape. The crow bent forward. The crow bent forward. Bent forward, not backward. The crow bent forward to take a better look. I can see, but I want to see clearly, to have a better look. Why did the crow bend forward? To take a better look. To take a better look. Oh, who is that? To have a better look at this unexpected admirer. To have a better look at this unexpected admirer. Unexpected means crow did not expect. Crow did not think that this would happen. Unexpected admirer. Who is admirer? Admire means, if, for example, if somebody is coming to a party, you would say, your sari is very beautiful. That is, you admire her sari. If someone sings a song, you would say after singing song, it's a very beautiful song. You admire what he did. Admire, you understand? Admire. If somebody admires you, you like it. Admire. Admire is talking about good features of somebody or something. Admire. It's a really nice painting. I admire that. You understand, right? Admire is the person who is doing that. So the Nariya is admiring Kaputa. He admires, you are really beautiful. I took you for an ebony carving, saying things like that. The fox admires the crow. So the fox is the admirer. Who is doing that? Driver. Admire, admirer. Teacher. admirer. The crow bent forward to take a better look at this unexpected admirer, and he was unexpected. Then she heard the fox sigh and say. Then Kaputa heard the fox sigh and say. Sigh and say. What is sigh? Sigh basically is um, sigh basically is slow, noisy breathing. Slow, not noisy. Noisy means you can hear that. Usually you cannot hear when I breathe. But if you can hear I breathe, and if it is slow, that is sigh, sighing, sigh. When we are really sad, we sigh basically. Sigh, yeah. The crow bent forward to take a better look at this unexpected admirer. Then she heard the fox sigh and say. What did the fox do? Fox, very cunning fox, and said what? Said, sigh and say, almost in a whisper. He said it not loud, in a whisper. Whisper means you say something, but you don't use your voice. You only use breathing. That is whispering. That is whispering, not Malakeliai. It is very difficult to hear when people whisper, right? If somebody nearby, they would hear if you are whispering. Whispering means, you understand whispering. When people are talking and if they do not want other people to hear what they say, they whisper. That is whispering. You understand whispering. The crow bent forward to take a better look at this unexpected admirer. Then she heard the fox sigh and say. Fox sigh and say in a whisper. In a whisper. What did he say? If only I could listen to her voice, her song would linger in my heart forever. If only I could listen to her voice. If only if I can listen to her voice, something like that. If only. He is really sad because he can't hear the voice of the crow. That is what he say. If only I could listen to her voice. If only I could listen to her voice. If only I could listen. Narya is really sad, nah? If only I could listen to her voice. If only I could listen to her voice. Her song would linger in my heart forever. The song would linger. Linger means remain for a long period of time. If I can listen to her voice, the voice would linger in my heart. That means the sound, her voice would remain present in my heart for a long period of time. In my heart, not in the brain, not in the liver, but in my heart. Oh, very beautiful. If only I could listen to her voice, her song would linger in my heart forever. Narya says, he's real Narya. Nobody has ever praised the crow like this in all her life. Nobody had ever praised. Praise means admire. So, for example, you're really beautiful. You praise that one. Oh, your sari is very beautiful. Huh? You praise. Praise means you talk about good qualities of a person. Oh, your speech is really good. Your storytelling is really good, if you say, and you try to praise me. Yeah. Nobody had ever praised the crow like this. Nobody had ever praised. Nobody praised the crow like this. Nobody had ever praised the crow like this in in all her life, from birth to this point. So it made her both happy and proud. So the Kaputa became really happy and really proud. You know the story. Proud mean, you know what proud is. So much so that her mouth opened involuntarily. Her mouth opened involuntarily, automatically, naturally, without knowing. She had no idea that she's opening her mouth. So listening to the words of fox, the Kaputa became really proud and happy, and automatically, naturally, without knowing, without sensing that she happened to open her mouth. That the mouth opened involuntarily, and loud caw came out. And what happened? Loud caw came out. Loud caw came out. That was the end of the delicious cow. That was the end of the delicious cow. That was the end. End of what? The delicious cow. That was the end of the delicious cow. And that was the end of her admirer too. That was the end of not only the cow, but also the admirer. The cow ended and the admirer ended. Cow ended, we understand that. What happened to the cow? The admirer also ended. No admirer. No. Admirer is no more. He's running. Who is admirer? Admirer is the fox. He admired the crow. Oh, I took you for an ebony carving, and your eyes are starry eyes, and your beak is graceful, very good, beautiful, and things like that. And that was the end of her admirer too, for she saw the fox running into the woods. She saw the fox running into the woods. Woods means the forest. Fox running into the woods with a big grin on his face. With a big grin. Big grin. Grin is smile, a big smile. Smiling a big smile. Yeah. For she saw the fox running into the woods with a big grin on his face, carrying the cow in his foaming mouth. Carrying the cow in his foaming mouth. Foaming is a watery fluid, liquid. Something comes out of foaming. So when there is a delicious cake in your mouth, if you are carrying a delicious cake in your mouth, automatically, naturally, the fluid comes, the liquid comes, the foam comes. So foaming mouth. So, for she saw the fox running into the woods with a big grin on his face, carrying the cow in his foaming mouth. That is the story. So, this basically gives us, this is another version of the Kaputa's Kejukal. This has been written by Geeta Premaratna, beautifully written. Geeta Premaratna, somebody. Yeah, I like the story, and I can remember in 1998 or so, I did the same story to students. They liked it very much. So in the classroom, 1998. Okay. So that is it. So what I want to tell you is, actually, if you want to speak English language, you have to listen to, you have to think in English. If you want to speak English naturally without thinking about tenses, without thinking about grammar, you have to start thinking in English. To think in English, the things should become automatic, natural. So when we think about grammar and everything, it is not automatic. Grammar is really important. You can learn grammar. Some people, without learning grammar, pick up good language. Sinhala people, Game people, they have no idea of Sinhala grammar, but they speak good Sinhala. It's the same thing. A bit difficult, but you can do that. So that is really natural. Do you think that when I'm relating these stories and things like that, I'm thinking about words, I'm thinking about adjectives, I'm thinking about conjunctions, I'm thinking about that label, this label, and labels. That is not thinking in English. That is thinking about English. There are two types of thinking going towards English. Some people think about English when they talk, and some people think in English. When they think about English, they think about grammar, tenses, and what sort of things, whether this tense can be used for that particular situation, and so on. So you cannot do. You cannot speak by doing so. ඒක හින්දා ටෝටල් ඉංග්ලිෂ් වලට මේ මම කියනේව නෙමෙයි ඕන තරම් දේවල් ඉන්ටර්නෙට් එකේ තියෙනවා. ඒකින්ද මට විතරක් උගන්වන්න බෑ ඔයගොල්ලන්ට. මම මේ පොඩි ගයිඩ්ලයින් එකක් මම මේ දෙන්නේ. මං කිව්වොත් මට දැන් ඔයාලට ඉංග්‍රීසි උගන්වන්න පුළුවන් කියලා ඇත්තටම මම පිස්සෙක්. මම ඔබට මේව ඉංග්‍රීසි උගන්වන්න ඕන්න දැන් ඔයාලට පුළුවන් වෙනවා මේවා ආපුවාම කියලා මං කිව්වොත් මං රියලි පිස්සෙක්. එහෙම කරන්න බෑ. ඒ ඉගෙන ගන්න ඕනේ ඔයා. ඔයා ඉගෙන ගන්න තැනට මම පත් කරන්න ඕනේ. අන්න එතකොට මං ඥානවන්තයි නේද? රයිට්. ඒ හින්දා මේ වැඩේ කරන්න. ටෝටල් මගේ ඒවත් බලන්න පහසු වෙන්න. මේව බලලා විතරක් හරියන්නේ නැහැ. මට කියන්න පුළුවන් නැත්නම් ලස්සනට දැන් මං try කරනවා දවසකට සතියකට 4-5ක්වත් මේවා දාන්න. ඒ කියන්නේ ලොකු content එකක් ඔබ කල්පනා කරලා බැලුවොත්. මම දන්නේ එහෙම දවස් සතියට කතන්දර 5-6ක් එහෙම නැත්නම් ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් එකක් දාන කවුරු හරි ඉන්නවද කියලා. මම දාන්න try කරනවා. ඒක ලොකු content එකක්. එහෙම කරලත් මම කියන්නේ මගේ ඒවා විතරක් බලලා වාට ඉංග්‍රීසි කතා කරන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්නේ නැහැ කියලා. ඒක තමයි ඇත්ත. නැත්නම් මට කියන්න බැරියේ. මම පැය ගාණක් සතියකට දානවනේ ඔක්කොම බලලා ඉංග්‍රීසියෙන්මනේ යන්නේ ටෝටල් ඉංග්‍රීසි නේ මට කියන්න බැරිය. මම මේව බැලුවොත් ඔයාලට ඉංග්‍රීසි කතා බෑ. ඔබට බෑ. හිතාමනාපර ගන්න එපා. ඔබ ප්‍රැක්ටිස් කරන්න ඕන ඔබ විසින්. ඒ කරන ක්‍රම අපි කියා දෙන්නම්. හරිද? කොහොමද කියලා. ඒක තමයි කතන්දරේ. සතියකට පැය 2-3ක් මං කියා දෙන ඉංග්‍රීසියෙන්ම ඉංග්‍රීසි කියා දුන්නත් ඒව අහලා ඔයාලට ඉංග්‍රීසි කතා කරන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. මමයි කියන්නේ. මම දන්නේ හින්දා කියන්නේ. එහෙනම් සිංහලෙන් කියා දුන්නොත් ඉතින් බෑම තමයි නේ. ඉතින් ඒකින්ද සිංහල ඒවට යන්න, ඒව බලන්න, ඒව ඔක්කොමත් කරන්න. හැබැයි කොහොම හරි ඔබ මේකෙන් පනින්න. එහෙනම් අපිට ෂෙයා කරන්න, ලයික් එකක් දාන්න. අනිවාර්යෙන් subscribe කරන්න. bell icon එක press කරන්න. එතකොට මේවා ඔබට මම වීඩියෝ එකක් දානකොටම ගෙදරට එනවා. මේවා නැවත බලන්න. repetition තමයි වැදගත් වෙන්නේ. කතන්දර වල වැදගත්ම දේ තමයි common vocabulary එක නැවත එනවා. දැන් බලන්න එකම වචනේ කීපාරක් ආවද කියලා. නේද? right. අපි පාවිච්චි කරන වචන කතන්දර වලදී නැවත එනවා. high frequency words. ඒකට frequency වැඩිම words නැවත repeat වීම තමයි කතන්දර වල තියෙන වැදගත්කම. ඉතින් ඒකින් එහෙනම් මම අද නවතිනවා. bye.